Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Going For It Sim Studio. I have noted many times throughout this challenge that the driver has been my biggest nemesis, and as I approach going outside, I'm only a few weeks away, my time is running out. I've got to get this thing fixed. So for the last 4 weeks, I have put all of my lesson resources into the driver. Today, I'm going to show you how I take what I learned in a lesson, bring it into the sim and utilize the technology to make sure that I actually am doing what I think I'm doing and able to make whatever I'm learning part of my swing, continuing to make progress rather than creating bad habits. We're gonna look at how the About Golf AG Flicks cameras work, how I use them with the About Golf simulator to make sure that we are making that progress. I know it's difficult. I've been there. It's hard to get a lesson and go practice it and make sure you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So let me show you how I use technology to do just that. All right, so how is video the very best training aid you have? Here's how it is. I'm gonna explain everything to you. It's gonna make a whole lot of sense and it's a lot easier than you think it is. The one thing that you're gonna have to get over, and I promise you it's difficult. I get a lot of objections around this. Nobody likes to watch themselves on camera. It's hard, I get it, but look, I'll be blunt, you gotta get over it. Because watching your swing on camera is gonna help you identify what you're doing right and wrong and allow you to progress without having to trust your feel instinct, because as beginner golfers, we don't have that feel instinct yet. And honestly, a lot of avid golfers don't. But what they know that the beginners don't know is if the change feels big, it's probably doing what they want it to do. For us, if we do something as simple as having to have our upper COGs a little leaned back at a driver address, you're gonna feel like you are falling over your back foot and that every time you swing, you're kind of doing this, and that's totally natural. But if you look at it on video, you might not be back as far as you think, especially if you're used to standing perfectly straight up at address. So that's what we're gonna look at today. Now, you don't need to have a luxury sim with built-in cameras. It's not a necessity. You all have a phone that you're watching this on or in your pocket as you watch this on your computer. That is all you need. Get some sort of tripod to hold it up. If you need it in high speed, you can find an app. I think the Apple app probably even does it. Set up on a tripod. There's two views that you're looking at. You want the front of golfer view and you want the down the line view. So you have these two views. If you're left-handed, obviously it's going to be the opposite. That's all you need. And depending on what you're working on, you're going to want to figure out which view you want. So all we're going to do is just take the pressure off, swing your swing. Don't fake it. You want to work on what you're working on. If you're working with a golf professional, it's easy when you're with them because they're going to put you in the position you need to be. And then they're going to make sure that looking at you with a trained eye that you're where you want to be. So you feel really comfortable. Then you come home and you think you're where you need to be, but you might not be. That is why camera is so important. Video is vital to progressing your swing, even as a brand new golfer. So here's what we're gonna do today. Got an 8-iron, I'm gonna work on two things that are my most common problems that I tend to fall back on even as my golf swing progresses. What I do a lot of the times is I tend to leave my club face open at P2, which is club parallel, right here. What that means is that when I come up here, my club face is still open, so when I come down to impact, I have to time that club face straight, and that's really, really difficult to do. And a lot of the times you see that if you watch a lot of University of YouTube golf, it's gonna be having your wrist this way, not this way, at the top. If you can see your club face from the downside view, your club face is closed, and that's where you wanna be because you don't have to time it. You're also going to get the lag that you want out of the club, and you're going to be able to hit down on the ball with your shift a heck of a lot easier than having to time it. The other thing that I do, and it's the second thing I'm going to work on here today, is I like to take my heel up right about as I hit P5. So then, as I hit impact, my heel comes up, and it's Jeff Ritter called it pedaling, which is funny because, right, my legs are so used to pedaling, it must just be something I do. It looks like this if you do it in video fast. And what that does is it doesn't allow your hips to move correctly. So what I need to work on, even though I feel like I do it sometimes, is I need to keep that front heel down during my pivot so that I can shift and get over the top of the ball correctly. So let's do that now. We're gonna take all the pressure off. No one's watching. Nobody's watching. Let's just get a swing in and take a look at it on video. Always check your address, right? GPS, grip posture setup. Okay, not too bad. Let's take a look. So all you do is you come over, and we're gonna ignore the data, okay? Doesn't matter what we did here. All we're looking at is simply gonna take a look at the video. I bring it back to the start, I take a look at my address, okay? Everything I wanna do, I'm doing here. My hips are forward just a little bit, I like that. My hands are set up ahead of the ball. The club's got the lean that I want. But we're gonna take a look at the two things that we talked about. P2, club parallel. There we go, okay? My club face is see if I can get a tool work here. Line. Parallel to my back. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay? Go to the top. I can see my club face. Looks good. Could probably even do that a little better. Looking at my foot, it kind of comes up there. See, you see a little bit of pedaling right there. You see that? Right here in my feet. Right here. Right there. See that right there? That's what I want to avoid. I need to roll onto that back ankle and not have that. Okay? So let's clear it. Let's go back. And then all you do is you do it again. So we know what we need to work on. I don't care about the data. We're going to set up an address. And even practice a little bit. Do some exaggeration, right? I want to be here, and I want to be here. Okay, I hit that one a little fat, but let's take a look at the technique. That's what we're here for. I don't care what the ball does right now. I'm going to go to the camera, go back to the beginning, P2. Now if you look at that, I'm a bit outside, but it's closed. Okay, there's something else I can work on. No movement from my feet. And then I roll the ankle in and I don't spin on my toe. It's exactly what I wanted to do. It's exactly what I wanted to do. So now let's work on it a little bit cleaner. Let's continue to progress this. Better angle coming in, still closed, looks good. Now, I did not finish my backswing. I can see right there. And I didn't have any pivot moving forward, but my feet looked okay. See? Doesn't have to be perfect all the way across the board. All we need to do is just work on what we're working on. Now, because I have it all built in, I can walk over to the screen, take a look at it, and do it quick. Sometimes what you're gonna have to do is simply take a video, stop, walk over to your camera, take a look at it, come back over and do another one. If you're at the driving range and you feel like everybody's looking at you because you have a tripod up with the camera, doesn't matter. You're the one trying to progress. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. I know it's hard. Go to the corner of the driving range if you have to. Try to find somewhere else. Go behind a wall. Do it in your garage. Whatever you're doing, it's just, you've got to figure out a way just to kind of feel a little bit more comfortable. So let's continue to work on this. Let's just see if we can get a nice good strike here today. And that right there is my habit. I tend to open the club face. I don't turn the logo of my glove to the target. And that's a problem. And I can see it right here. I guarantee you, I didn't hit down on the ball. I can see that from the data right there. I wasn't into out where I should be. Wide open. See that? There's my habit. There's my habit, right? So we gotta work on it. Gotta work on it. I wanna be here. And there was a drill that Justin Thomas just posted. He was doing the exact same thing. He would do it, and he would bring it here, and he would look, and he would make sure that it was closed, and he'd put his eyes back on the ball, and then he was finishing his swing. Now, what you don't want to do, you don't want to follow your club to make sure it's closed, because then you're going to lose all of your shoulder angle. So let's see if we can fix the club issue here now on this next one. There we go. Just move it a little quick. But I lifted my heel on that one. See that right there? Okay. So that's all it is. You just make progress and get better at it, right? Get comfortable looking at yourself. Like, follow, and subscribe. I'm gonna keep giving out all these cool beginner hacks. There's a lot of really easy ways that you can get better much quicker than you think. Until next time, get out there, set up your tripod with your phone on it, utilize video, and get some efficient practice.